We are not talking about Hallmark love. Welcome to Dreamed It Then Real Life It. This is episode 70, and we are right in that February energy where everything is getting covered with hearts and roses and couples content and all of the things. And I'm going to tell you right now, this episode is not about that version of love. This episode is called Love is a Standard, the kind of love that changes your life. And what I want you to hear today is that love is not just about romance. Love is how you live. Love is how you speak to yourself. Love is how you treat your time. Love is what you tolerate. And love is what you stop negotiating with. So, whether you are single, partnered, healing, dating, married, rebuilding your relationship with yourself, whatever the case may be, this episode is for you. Because the love that changes your life is not a love that overwhelms you. It is a love that stabilizes you. And this is for everybody. Okay? We're going to dive right in. Love is not luck. It is not something that you stumble into if the universe finally picks you, okay? Love is built, love is practiced, love is chosen. And the strongest love that you will ever experience is the love that you are willing to embody consistently. So, love is not random. Love is a standard. You know, one of my favorite mantras? Raise your standards and the universe will meet you there. Love is not chemistry without character, okay? Chemistry can be electric and still be unsafe. And chemistry can be intense and still be inconsistent. And chemistry can be loud and still be a mess. Okay? Love is character, and love is how someone shows up. Love is not anxiety. That tight feeling in your chest, that constant wondering, that waiting for the next shift, that's not love. That is your nervous system telling you it doesn't trust the situation, because love feels like safety and love feels like steady. Love is what you allow. It's not what you post, okay? It's not what you say you want. It's not what you wish was true. Love is what you permit in your life, your friendships, your relationships, your work, your home, your inner world. I didn't realize I had wandered from the mic, guys. Hopefully you can still hear me. Your standards are your love language. I will tell you what happened right before that. So, and you may have heard me say this before. If you tuned in before, thank you for coming back and tuning in again. And guys, if this is your first time tuning in, hey, welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. When I'm in the recording studio, I am in the control room, and then there is another room here where you can have guests, and they're both soundproof rooms, and there are two windows separating the two rooms, but they're spaced, like they look to be about 8 inches apart, and the light in the control room where I am is on, and the light in the studio is turned off. And so when I'm sitting here recording, I'm essentially looking at myself. So I'm speaking to you out into the void, but I'm looking at two reflections of myself. And it's very interesting because there's one on the top about eye level with me, and then there's another duplicate reflection, same size, same proportions and everything, right under me. So the top of my head kind of starts at the bottom of my chin. And when I'm speaking, because it's just me in an empty room, it's kind of like, okay, it's like something to focus on, I suppose. So I'm speaking to someone. I'm speaking to you, but sometimes I'll just be looking at myself in this window. And I must have been getting into that conversation because I had drifted away from the mic a little. But when I was looking at myself, I think this is where my mind went. It's like the relationship with self. I mean, this is self, self-love bestie. I call myself your self-love bestie. Self-love has been a, an intentional journey I went on because I came from a place of little to no self-love and self-worth, feelings like that. And so I was like, the most important relationship that you will ever have in your entire life is the relationship that you have with yourself. Because the way that you speak to yourself matters. The relationship with you have with yourself matters because it directly influences and impacts every single relationship in your life, every situation, every encounter, every opportunity. All of those things are directly influenced and impacted by the relationship you have with yourself. How you speak to yourself, how you take care of yourself, how you view yourself, how you identify your self-image, all of these things, your inner landscape, your inner narrative, right? All of these things matter. And you are the only person that you're going to spend every single second of every day with for your entire life. So, of course, the relationship that you have with yourself matters, okay? And so, loving yourself, all that to say. So, I'm looking in this mirror and I'm seeing my own reflection, and I'm just reminded of what's possible when you love yourself the way you want other people to love you. Like the way that you wish other people would love you, love yourself like that. And if you really and truly do that, if you love yourself the way you want other people to love you and you show up for yourself fully, oh my gosh. Again, we're talking about love as a standard, okay? So let's just keep going. So, and guys, I'm saying because I've learned this the real way through seasons of growth, seasons of rebuilding, seasons of being alone, seasons of creating a life that I am proud of. Okay. I've learned that love has to be something that you can live inside of. Love has to hold you, not drain you. If you are here listening, you love yourself. You chose to tune into a podcast called Dreamed It Then Real Lifed It. It's about helping you live in harmony with your dreams. It's about holding up that mirror, just like I'm looking here and I'm seeing my reflection. Guys, what you see in me also exists in you, sort of thing. And so it's good to have people mirroring back to us these either values or ideas or to have some possibilities. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's sometimes we get caught up in it, and it's good to have someone reflect back what's really possible. If I really did pour this love into myself and allow myself, I allowed love, what could happen? Like, really and truly, what could happen if I absolutely allowed love? Okay? This episode is for the ones who are done settling and who are done shrinking and done convincing and done waiting for crumbs and calling it a meal, okay? The ones who are done tolerating Inconsistency because you're scared to be alone. This is your reminder you are not here for half love. So, we're going to define the standard, what love actually is. Let's be clear because the word love gets thrown around like it means the same thing to everyone, and it doesn't. Okay. Some people call control love, and some people call intensity love, and some people call attachment love. The love that changes your life has a specific frequency. It is consistent, it's safe, it's mutual, it's honest, it's respectful, it's real, and it doesn't require you to guess where you stand. So I'm going to give you the standard, okay? Not the fantasy, the standard. Love is consistency. Love shows up. Love does not disappear when it's inconvenient. Love does not make you earn access. And love doesn't go quiet to punish you. Consistency is love in action. And then love is clarity. You are not confused. You are not reading between the lines. You're not decoding energy. You're not trying to interpret silence. Love is direct and love is clear. Love is mutual effort. You are not carrying the entire emotional weight of the relationship. You're not the only one initiating and repairing and reaching and holding. Love meets you, and love doesn't watch you drown. Love is respect. Respect for your time, respect for your body, respect for your boundaries, respect for your dreams, and respect for your humanity. Love does not humiliate you. Love honors you. Love is emotional safety. You can be yourself without being punished for it, and you can speak without being shut down or talked over, and you can have feelings without being called dramatic or sensitive. Love makes room, and love doesn't make you smaller. Love is accountability. Real love can apologize, and real love can repair, and real love can own what it did. Love doesn't blame shift, it grows. Love, okay, I want to shift gears a little bit. I want to talk about love as embodiment. How you love is how you live. That is embodiment. And here's where it gets real, because the biggest shift that I've made in my life is realizing love isn't just something that you receive or something that you give. Love is something that you become, or maybe even that you remember that you already are. The love that changes your life starts in the private moments, and it starts in the way that you treat yourself when you're tired, and when you're overwhelmed, and when nobody is watching, and when you could easily abandon yourself again. And this is the part where love becomes visible, okay? Love becomes a lifestyle. Love is how you talk to yourself, not only when you're winning, but like when you're struggling and when you make a mistake and when you feel behind and when you feel messy. Your inner voice is your first relationship. We have to prioritize that. Love is also keeping promises to yourself. So I said this earlier, or maybe I didn't. I said this kind of the same idea when we were talking about peace last week. Love is keeping promises to yourself because I had kind of mentioned that peace is keeping promises to yourself too. You feel peace when you have that self trust. And it ties into this as well. Love is keeping promises to yourself. And guys, it doesn't have to be huge promises, small ones. The ones that build trust, the ones that teach your body, I am safe with me. I follow through. Self trust is love in motion. And love is also how you hold boundaries. And boundaries aren't punishment, guys. They're not. Boundaries are self-respect. And boundaries are how you protect your peace. And from that place, love does not demand access to you. It's simply how you hold your boundaries from a place of love. And I've told you all these things that love is, but it's also what you stop. Love is what you stop entertaining, okay? Those conversations that drain you, the situations that confuse you, the patterns that keep you stuck, the dynamics that require you to shrink, okay? Love is leaving what is costing you too much. Love is your rhythm, guys. It's the way that you structure your life. It matters, okay? Your sleep, your mornings, your nourishment, like the way you nourish your body and the way you move your body and your creative flow. You look at this whole bigger picture and you realize that love is a life and a lifestyle that supports you. And it's also being someone that you can live with. Not perfect, because nobody's perfect, and not always happy, because that's bypassing, but honest, okay? Stable, real, authentic. Love is being your own safe space. You have to love being someone that you can live with. There's, at the beginning of The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, there's this, might even be in what's in the beginning of the book, and he talks about prior to beginning his spiritual journey, he was having suicidal ideation, and he had found himself on some sort of a park bench and was having these feelings and saying, I can't live with myself. I can't live with myself. And he said that he had an epiphany and realized, I can't live with myself. So there were two things at play here, I and self. It was ego and higher self, right? And one couldn't live with the other. And that was a sign of misalignment, right? Not being in alignment with your higher self. Ego and higher self were not in coherence. And so that's what he was feeling, of what manifested as suicidal ideation was coming from what he caught the pattern of himself saying, I can't live with myself. And the epiphany, there is the I, there is the self. So, what I'm saying is this: love is being someone you can live with. Instead of saying, I can't live with myself, I can't handle this life, it's coming into coherence. That's love. And loving your life and wanting to wake up and show up for your life because it brings you all this joy and this peace and everything. So, right as I was saying that, my computer screen kind of did the thing where it goes to sleep, and it's this bright red orange color design that comes over the screen when it does that. And it made me think of the red flags. And so, red flags are nervous system information. A lot of people ignore their own signals and they override their body and they override their intuition and they override their gut because they want something to work. And I get it because I have been there. But your nervous system is always giving you information. And if something is consistently making you feel anxious or unstable or hypervigilant, that's not romance, okay? That's a warning. So I want you to start treating your body like a truth teller, not an inconvenience. Confusion is a signal. If you are constantly confused, you're not crazy. You are receiving mixed messages, and love doesn't require decoding. And chasing is a signal. If you're always chasing effort and chasing attention and chasing reassurance, you're not in love, you're in survival. Love meets you where you are. Hot and cold is also a signal. So it creates addiction and it creates obsession and it creates attachment. And it does not create stability. Love, on the other hand, is steady, it is stable. And guys, your body knows when you're shrinking. You get quiet, you overthink, you self edit, and you stop taking up space. And love expands you, okay? Going back to last week's episode on peace, that's another big green flag. Well, I've been talking about red flags, but peace is a green flag, okay? Not butterflies, not obsession, guys, just peace. Like you can breathe, you can relax, you can be yourself. Peace is the sign, okay? So stop overriding yourself. If you are betraying your own signals, if you are ignoring them, overriding them, you are teaching your body that you're not safe with you. And love is going to start with listening and honoring. Okay? Because what you tolerate is what you teach people. And this part is going to be blunt, but it's love. So the standard you allow becomes the standard that you live in. If you tolerate disrespect, you teach people that disrespect is okay. And if you tolerate inconsistency, you're going to teach people you'll stay anyway. And if you tolerate crumbs, you teach people that crumbs will do. Okay? You don't need to be mean to anybody, but you do need to be clear. And so here are some things that I feel like are going to help you with that clarity. Standards are not ultimatums, okay? They're not threats. They're not control. They are clarity. Standards are self-respect, period. And you can love someone and still say no, because love does not mean unlimited access. Love does not mean self-sacrifice. You know, love and boundaries can coexist. And it's important that they do. And also, stop calling it love when it's actually attachment. Okay. Attachment says, I need you to feel okay. And love says, I choose you from fullness. Love is definitely not desperation. And it's not uncommon for people to call it love when it's attachment, is what's going on. And guys, you do not have to explain your standard, okay? You do not have to write an essay to deserve or to justify why you deserve respect. Your life is the explanation. The fact that you exist, that's enough. And you remember that your right love is not going to punish you for having standards, okay? It's not going to shame you. It's not going to mock you. It's not going to call you too much. The right love is going to rise. Remember what I said earlier? Raise your standards and the universe will meet you there. Okay? Your standards are a filter. They keep out what drains you and they protect what you're building. And in turn, they create peace. Love that changes your life is a daily practice, okay? It's not just a moment, and it's not a confession, it's not a proposal, it's not some grand gesture. It's daily, it's consistent, it's the way you show up, it's the way you repair, it's the way you speak, it's the way that you care. This is where love becomes something that you can actually build a life inside of, a sustainable one. Love is, I just had that, I don't know the verse it is, but it's from the Bible. It's like, love is patient, love is kind, love is, it's that whole thing about love. And that just popped into my mind because I was kind of about to go through a little love is moment with you. Love is care, and it's real care. It's not the performative kind. It's not just when it's convenient. It's care that shows up. It is love with proof. That's what care is. Like, I care for you. I'm taking care of you, right? I'm treating you with care. And love is following through because people can say anything, but love is what they do consistently. Like, it is behavior. And it is repair. Because guess what? Mistakes happen. Miscommunication happens. And love is the willingness to come back and to fix it, and not run from the discomfort. And 100% love is honesty. Not brutal honesty, okay? Real honesty, though. Truth that creates safety because love doesn't hide. It's devotion. It's a steady choice. And it's devotion that builds a life. And peace isn't fragile. Peace is sacred. And love is protection of peace. It guards what matters. There's one thing I want to say before I close out. Okay, so this is airing on February 9th. I don't know when you may be tuning in, but if you're tuning in and Valentine's Day is coming up and you're feeling some type of way, I want you to hear me. There's some of you that this will resonate with, okay? You are not behind because you're single. You are not less loved because you are not in a relationship right now. You are not missing the point. You are becoming the point, okay? And the best love story, honestly, that you will ever live is the one where you stop abandoning yourself. You do not need a relationship to be loved. Love is everywhere when you're willing to receive it. Friendship, family, community, creativity, purpose. You are not lacking. You're living, okay? There's love all around you. And your life is also not on pause. You're not going to wait to become your full self. You become now, and love is going to meet you in motion. And your standards right now are your protection. It's going to keep you from repeating what you felt like broke you in the past, okay? Standards are self love. And another thing you're going to do is you're going to stop romanticizing what hurt you, and you're going to stop calling chaos passion, and you're going to stop calling inconsistency fate. You hear me? Okay, love does not wound you to teach you, so you don't have to keep putting yourself through that. And you are allowed to want more and more respect, more clarity, more consistency, more depth, okay? Wanting more is not needy. It's your truth. Because the right love is not going to require you to disappear and shrink and dim and beg and all of that stuff. It's going to make room for you, all of you, the full you, the whole package. Okay? So let's close this out, guys. Here's what I want you to walk away with today. Love is not just romance. Love is not just a holiday on February 14th. And love is not just a word. It's a standard, and it's embodiment, and it is how you treat yourself. Love is when you open yourself up to the world and the possibilities and others. And love is what you allow around you. And love is what you build and what you protect. And the kind of love that changes your life is the kind that makes you feel safe to be fully yourself. Okay, that is the standard. That's the bar. And you are not lowering it. If it costs you your peace, it's too expensive. No matter how pretty it looks, no matter how badly you want it, peace is going to be the new price check. Okay? And guys, your standard is going to be the love that you give yourself. So you don't ask for what you won't practice. You have to be the proof, okay? You have to love yourself, again, the way you want others to love you. And remember that love is steady. It does not disappear, and it's not going to punish you, and it's not going to play games. It's going to be stable. You are the one. You are the relationship that you live with forever. So treat yourself like it. There's another little mantra like, you are the greatest project you will ever work on. Take your time, create magic and peace. Guys, you don't have to chase what is meant for you. What is meant for you is going to meet you with clarity and with care. Allow yourself to let love come correct. If this episode hit you, if you resonated, send it to somebody who's been confusing anxiety with love, or send it to somebody who just needs to hear it, okay? And if you are raising your standards this year, welcome. Welcome. You found a community of other people doing the same thing. So you're building a life that can hold you, and I applaud you for that, and I appreciate you being here. And I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.